Hey, this is Tu with 3D Cycle Parts, and I just picked up my 2022 KLR650 Adventure model yesterday. And so I rode it last night, rode it today. In this video, I'm going to share some of that footage and give you my impressions of this awesome machine. So stick around. Going to do a quick little quick walk around, basic first impressions of riding so far with it. I've been saying for a while now that I thought the least talked about but probably one of the biggest changes and features to the Gen 3 is the rubber mounted pegs. So there's rubber isolators inside these peg brackets, and then the peg brackets wrap around to the bottom. That way when you stand on them, it basically, they can't just keep flexing. It limits out. But when you're riding down the road, the peg bracket is not touching the frame in any way. It's isolated by those dampers. So also up here on the triple tree, you've got rubber dampers here, so you have vibration dampening. I've already seen that the seat has rubber dampers on the seat now, pads that it sits on. So basically everything that's connecting you to the bike now has rubber isolators, and so that it does make a big difference. The bike is really smooth going down the highway as far as vibration goes. We've already looked at the like I've seen some guys said that the engine runs smoother on these and all that kind of stuff, and there's a lot of things that can make you think that. I mean, the engine does run smooth, but from a vibration standpoint, there's nothing that has been changed in the engine that would lead to reduction in vibration. The counterbalancers are all the same part number, all that stuff's unchanged. So most likely there's nothing in the engine that is going to reduce vibration. The seat, I'm trying to cover things first that are applicable to all models. The seat is the jury's still out on the seat a little bit, but just first impressions, the seat is the best stock KLR seat that I've ever felt. It's much more firm than older years, which we know that's, I mean, a good seat is going to be more firm than most factory seats. Factory seats are too soft. They're not too hard. It's counterintuitive to a lot of folks, but the seat feels really good. I think I could do some pretty long miles on this seat and be okay. I think there's still going to be better options probably, but I think a lot of people are going to be happy with this seat. Trying to think. Let's stick with trying to stick with things that would be applicable to all models. The fuel injection is nice. It's crisp. It cranks good. Throttle response is good. I would say the way it runs, throttle response, everything is definitely on par, maybe a little better with a stock KLR carburetor that's tuned perfectly. So and that's good. My carbureted bikes run amazing, so this is definitely on par with that, and probably better in a few places. Last night when I was just cruising along, just grabbing the throttle real fast to see how fast the bike responded, it responded surprisingly quick. I think these little panels right here are not super tough, but I like that, you know, for the most part, if you don't have crash bars, then this is going to be, you know, if your handlebars return and the bike falls, this is what's going to hit the ground. And I like that this is a separate piece, so that's replaceable, so that's cool. Brakes, people are asking about brakes. The brakes definitely feel really good. They're a little bigger. Mirrors are about your same thing you would see on your typical Gen 2, and they're fine. They work good. They don't, you know, vibrate excessively or anything. So that's cool. So the wind protection so far on the factory setup here is great. Right down inside there, you can see up here there's two holes. There's two holes up there in that bracket. There and there. And then down below that you can see the two heads on the bolts. So you can take the windscreen off. You have to take these four bolts off here, take the windscreen off, and then these brackets on each side can then be, you can take the Allen head bolts out of there and you can move those brackets up about 2 inches. And that moves that windscreen up about 2 inches. It doesn't change the angle or anything. It does move it up and actually spaces it out just maybe 1/8 of an inch. I've only ridden in the low position that it came in, and at least up to 60, 65, the wind protection is great. There's good wind protection, but there's still ventilation coming under here. There's still, you can tell there's not a big negative pressure pocket behind it. It's not trying to push me forward into the handlebars. Let's move on to adventure model specific things. The engine sliders down here, they're a little more substantial and would actually protect a little more than I thought they would based off the pictures. They're definitely still not full crash bars, but they do, if you look right here, how they kind of line up with they do stick out below the plastic at the bottom a good bit. Now, they don't stick out past this here, but there's this impact pad right here. If you draw a straight line between this impact pad and those crash bars, if you drop it on flat ground, it actually may protect your plastic, your lower plastic there. So they seem to be well made, obviously, like most OEM accessories are. Probably not the best option out there possibly, or the most rugged option, but they're definitely very well made. The new Gen 3 frame has, let's see if I can get under there. See, there's tabs under there on the frame for those to bolt to, and then they bolt to the motor mounts in the front. And these are available as a Kawasaki accessory as well. You know, all the brackets for them and everything, and they'll go on any of the Gen 3s. So we may stock those if that's something y'all are interested in. This is the key for the bike. It's also the key for this. Put it in there, turn it. You got a latch right there. Undo that latch. They hinge open like this, and they're not huge, but they've got some decent size to them. They latch up pretty nice. This is the latch that takes them off the bike. So you do that right there and then just pick up. They'll come off just like that. And that's what you're left with. And then this is what the back side looks like. And there's nice rubber dampers inside all of those mounts. So all you have to do is slide that front one on there, and then set these tops in place, and then push the lever, and it's locked back in. And then all you gotta do is turn your key back to the lock position, and you're set. So that's the boxes. Like I say, for what they are, for the size and everything, they're pretty nice. Should be good and waterproof. The lights up here, auxiliary lights, these things, I'm going to show you some what those look like, some footage that I did last night. Those things are great. They're amazing. They work really well. They're a game changer. They're much better than I thought they were going to be. It really just fills out the lighting on the peripheral to the left and right. Definitely worth it. We've got some of these on the way. These whole kits. These kits are $399.99 for the OEM Kawasaki kit. Comes with everything you need to put them on. We'll have those in stock soon. And then other adventure things are, there's the USB port down in there. So it's pretty neat. It's a USB port with a rubber cover on it. And then you've got this giant rubber cover on the front that if you don't have everything all wrapped in there like I do, it's got a slit in the bottom, and you're supposed to be able to put your stuff through that slit, and then basically put everything back up there, and your cover covers everything up, and it's kind of domed so it'll go over different stuff. It's pretty neat. Works good. That's the switch for the auxiliary lights, and then this is the 12-volt outlet. Oh, this is a cool thing. Maybe some people don't care. These bikes have the passing light switch now, which just, for guys that don't know, this just engages your high beam, but it's completely a momentary switch, so you can't leave it on. It'd be great for flashing people for passing or whatever. That's what it's designed for. I know bikes overseas had them a lot, and US bikes seem to be real hit or miss whether they have them. KLR's never had it, and I think it's a great welcomed addition. Hand guards, pretty much identical to Gen 2 factory hand guards. They're definitely good for wind protection. They're great for like brush protection, just keeping vines and stuff from hitting your fingers. They don't offer any level of crash protection to your hands or bars. So like if you want to go that route, you need to go with the bark busters we sell. Fit up just fine on these. But anyways, having fun out here. I did a walk around earlier, and ooh, that sugar sand is sketchy. Did a little walk around video, addressed a lot of stuff there, I think, and I guess I'm trying to think of the next stuff to kind of go over that people have asked about a lot. So I seen, somebody had mentioned early on that somebody that had test rode one or something said it didn't feel heavy. The bike didn't feel heavier than their Gen 1 KLR. And I would say that's my impressions also. Like, that's the first thing I noticed. And maybe because, you have guys talking about, oh, it's too heavy, it's too heavy, it's too heavy, it's too heavy. That can kind of build up an expectation in your mind that the thing's going to be just an elephant. And so that could be part of it, just expectations versus what things really are. But it feels as nimble or more nimble than even, say, a Gen 1 that's got comparable stuff on it, light, small boxes, and because this bike has a few things added to it that you don't have to have on your bike, and they're not going to be on the standard model. So this bike's probably got 30 pounds added to it or something like that, I would say. Just if I was to guess. I really don't want to go through this nasty mud hole full of mosquitoes. Let me try to go through here and hope I don't hit another hole anyway. Ooh, it looks wet either way. Ooh. Yeah, that worked out fine. Hope we don't just keep hitting nasty mud holes up here. Trying to get out a different way. Anyways, trying to think about where I'm going to ride. Trying to think about where I'm going to go, as well as think about things I want to cover in the video. I'm not good at multitasking like that. If I can blaze a new trail. I am on a KLR after all. Golly. There's just one hole after another out here. Oh, that is a... Never mind. Don't come this way. So after I get this bike out of this hole, we can continue this conversation. And now we're going to go back the way we came in, because I don't really feel like playing in the mud that much. Anyways, so yes, the bike feels really nimble until you sink it in a mud hole. Oh, shoot. Once you get it sunk in a mud hole, you can feel its weight. Suspension's really no different. You don't feel bad. It feels, I think the spring rate's definitely stiffer than like a 08 to a 14. It's hard to tell. It's a different bike, and because it has some stuff on it, it's hard to tell if the springs are the same rate as a 14.5 to 18, or if it's different. But it's comparable to that, I believe. I'm impressed so far. Oh, it don't like this heavy thing on these stock K750s or whatever. They don't really like this sugar sand, but what does? I'll put some different tires on it soon, probably. I'm not sure what I'll put on here yet. This bike, the way it's set up, the way everything's performing so far, I think this bike would do really well out on the road. The wind protection and everything is so much better to me than a stock Gen 2. All right, what are your impressions?
Super smooth.
Yeah?
Shifts so, I mean, everything is so smooth and
Yeah.
shifts
Like
easy.
vibration in the pegs and stuff and the bars, it's like...
Yeah, non-existent. Yeah.
Okay, folks, I hope you've enjoyed this video of the 2022 KLR650 Adventure model. I hope it's answered some of your questions you may have about the different models, some of the questions about the new bike, some of the changes. If you have questions, like I said earlier, throw those down in the comment section. Hit that subscribe button and like this video, and it helps us out. So thanks for watching. You look cool with that helmet on like that. You look almost as ridiculous as I do.